What's up, home skillets? Today we're going to be talking about regionals. Okay, so regional auditions are starting this week, which is super duper exciting. I know for a lot of people this is going to be your first time auditioning for regionals, which is like so exciting, and it's one of the like greatest experiences you will ever have. It's terrifying out of your mind, but when you look back, it's going to be something that you really enjoyed. So I'm super excited for all of you guys that are auditioning for your first time. If this isn't your first time auditioning for regionals, obviously you're still gonna have an amazing time because now you know what you're going to get into, and all of you guys are gonna nail it. Every single one of us, we're gonna nail our auditions. So, okay. Okay, so the main purpose for this video is to kind of just like give you guys some advice. This is my third year auditioning for regionals. And it's regionals also wasn't like my first like audition process ever. I've auditioned for a lot of other things before I auditioned for regionals. So I'm just sorry, that's my knee. I'm just here to give you guys some advice. So the first thing that I want to say is to take your time. That's like something that I feel like a lot of people always forget when it comes to auditions. Take your time. It's okay to go slow. Not too slow to the point where you might be like disqualified or you run out of time. But that's more for live auditions. For this year, you have so much time. You can take breaks in between sections so that you don't have to do your audition all at once if you don't want to. So you can take like a nice little breather in between, which is super duper nice. Regardless of whether or not this is in person or online. So this applies to future auditions too. Just make sure you take your time. Make sure that you're breathing correctly and that like you're not going too fast. I know for me personally, when I get like super anxious and nervous about something like an audition, my brain just starts going like super fast, and then like everything just kind of starts going really fast and I start like freaking out. But once you kind of like stop and you slow down yourself and you kind of just think about what you're really doing and you think about how much you prepared, it gets a lot easier. So just advise you to take your time on your scales, especially. You don't have to go fast. You don't get points for playing faster. If I play at 120 and then somebody else plays at like 70, but they're more in tune than I am, they're gonna get more points versus me because accuracy is more important than speed. So make sure you take your time so that you do everything correctly. Speed isn't always everything, so just remember that. And then also take your time with sight reading. I know this year is kind of different because in the past, when it's like a live audition, you're just kind of like standing there looking at the music and you're like, should I play now or like do I still have time to look at it? And then it's really awkward. And then you're like, I don't know when to play. But this year, they actually have a countdown. So they tell you when you're supposed to play, which is actually really nice. So you don't have unlimited time, but now you know like the amount of time that you do have to look at it, which is going to be super great. Um, so take your time with that. Look at the measures that you think are like really hard. I don't know how hard the sight reading is going to be. It changes like every year. My sophomore year, I honestly don't remember it, but I don't think it was too bad. There were like a few accidentals, but overall like the rhythm was really easy. And then junior year last year, the sight reading was like insane. It started in like 5th position or something, and then there were like 4 flats. It was so horrible. So sight reading does change every year. I would assume they're gonna go on the easier side this year just because like COVID, but we never know. So just make sure you really analyze it. Always look at the key signature first, because I didn't do that last year, and I don't think I played any of the notes correctly. So always look at the key signature first, and then from there just look at like where the weird rhythms in the piece are, if there are any accidentals, all that jazz. Just slow down and take your time, and you should be fine with the sight reading. As long as you play confidently, you got it. Like, okay, last year, like I said, I totally messed up the sight reading, but I played really loud, so it made me sound really confident, and the judge actually really liked that, so I got like a not bad score on my sight reading, purely because I played loud and I sounded confident. So just kind of fake it till you make it, basically. If you get nervous easily, I mean, okay, auditions are just like a nerve-wracking thing, but if you're like me and you get nervous like super easily, there are like a few foods and stuff that you can eat beforehand that kind of help with that. Okay, first of all, do not drink coffee before your audition. Coffee makes you jittery and shaky, and it will not be good for you because then your bow is going to be like shaky and then it's going to be like really weird. It helps with vibrato kind of, but your bow is just going to be shaky and they're going to notice that. So don't drink coffee beforehand. Water almost always helps. Water is like super calming. um I don't even know if that makes sense, but just drinking water is always going to be good for you, and like having something going through your body is just very stabilizing. So drinking water before is always a good idea. Don't drink anything with caffeine because it'll make you shake. So that includes tea. I know tea can be kind of calming sometimes, but it does still have caffeine, so try to stray away from that. The two like big foods that people say help when you're anxious or like are really nervous would be chocolate and bananas. I'm pretty sure everybody likes chocolate, so definitely have some chocolate beforehand. Also, because you deserve it. Because regional auditions are a really big deal, and you know what? You should treat yourself. So go have some chocolate before you audition. I'm gonna do that because you know chocolate's good anyways. If you like bananas, totally go for it. I've heard that they help from like a lot of people. I mean, bananas aren't bad, or maybe you can combine the banana and the chocolate. That actually sounds really good. So I don't know, those are just like some things to like think about. If you also still get really nervous, there's like breathing exercises that you can do. I know the one that Mr. Lubers does is just like breathing in, breathing out. So you breathe in for 5 seconds, and then you hold it, and then you exhale for 5 seconds through your mouth, and that's supposed to make you feel calm. That usually helps me a lot. It's like super stabilizing. It slows down your heart rate, so that you're not like totally like like right before your audition. So just trying to find things that make you calmer. Maybe listening to like rain sounds. I know there are like apps or like YouTube videos that are just like rain noises in the background, and that's really calming to some people. So maybe try that. Anything that you think will make you calmer is gonna make you more confident and is gonna make your audition sound better. So definitely consider those things. I kind of wanted to keep this video on the shorter side just because I know you guys are busy people, but also maybe if you want to watch this before you audition, you're not going to waste too much time. So the last thing I will leave you with is, of course, to have fun. Um, I don't know every single person that's auditioning. I haven't seen the list, but I know that every single one of you that is auditioning is more than capable of making it into regionals this year. I know that Dobson is in one of the hardest regions. I know that. I know we're in a really competitive region, but I have full faith in every single one of you. We have some of the most talented musicians at our school. Every single one of you is capable of making it into regionals. You've all prepared so much. I've heard every single class play. So regardless of what class you're in, I've heard you play something, and I know that every single one of you is so talented, and you all have the ability to make it into regionals this year. I totally believe in you guys. So just have fun with it. You're really prepared. I promise you are. Even if you're like, oh my god, like, you're prepared. You're more prepared than you think you are. That's almost always the case. So when you start that audition, I don't know what day you guys are auditioning, because quite frankly, I don't know what day I'm auditioning yet. I'm thinking Thursday, but I'm not entirely sure. Anyways, whatever day you decide to audition, if you want to text me first, or you just want to be like, Erica, can you listen to this really quick before you audition? Totally 100% gonna be there. If you want to talk about anything beforehand, totally gonna be there. If you just want to like get your nerves out and you want to talk, I'm there for that too. I believe in every single one of you. I really do think we could have a lot of people make it into regionals this year for Dobson. I know it's going to be online and it's going to be different, but it's still going to be an amazing experience. And also, it's super cool bragging rights. Like, yeah, I made regionals and like I'm like in one of the hardest regions in Arizona. Like, it doesn't matter if you did it in a pandemic, like alongside the fact that we're in a pandemic. That's even cooler. I believe in you guys. I really think we could have a lot of people make it into regionals. And I hope you have fun at your audition. I know it can be really scary, but it's a really good experience. And you get to do something you love. You get to play your instrument. So, good luck. Please text me if you need anything. I love all of you guys so much.